words be heard. And words be heard today. Perhaps, yes. Maybe. That would be swell. Oh my. Oh, dear words. Let me just grab this freaking thing. Let me just get this open. Let me get this freaking thing. Where'd it go? I saw it here. Somewhere. Where was it? Oh, there it is. Haha.
Nature surprise!
Sending healing vibes to you, Mr. Boy. Take care of yourself.
Oh, thank you, soul. Thank you, man. 13 months. Jesus, thank you. Sorry if I sound a little, I'm gonna probably sound a little quiet because I have, it's been happening periodically over like the last few, I guess it'd be like month and a bit, I guess. Since I had my fall and I went to the hospital, it was happening a bit before then, but I've had like periodic where like it is more
Nature surprise!
Like I don't know how to describe it, like hollow breath, I guess, where it's just like when I breathe in, not as much air gets in, if that makes any sense. So it's like if I take a deep breath, then it's like I can't talk for as long as I normally can. So like I need to like try and keep my volume down a bit. There's no petting gizmo fee, Aussie. It's not. You know the cause? No, I have a doctor's appointment though. Hopefully, they need to confirm it. But I should have one this Thursday. I should have my I should have my physio appointment, and then my and then doctor's appointment right afterwards. Which is
Nature surprise!
now that I've got that set up.
Go TF to sleep.
I did sleep. That's the thing. I did. Thank you, Jigs. Thank you for the 5 months. It's been more difficult to try and relax and sleep in the last couple days because now I didn't even put this in my post because it just like kind of sprung up yesterday that it's become more prevalent. Is now I have like a pins and needles all over my back whenever I get even like slightly warm. So if you can hear the fan in the back, I'm actually gonna go turn the fan out. So hopefully is the fan, can you hear the fan at all? Is it too loud? Because like I kind of need to try and keep myself cool. Because like at the moment that I start getting warm, it's like I get this pins and needles feeling all over my back, and it fucking sucks. And I think that might be from how much I was sweating while I was going through the intestine stuff, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like I have to stream. I mean, I've gotten like nothing done in the past couple days. I've been caught a bit in a state of I've been caught in a state of just like wanting to get things done, but then everything just keeps going wrong. It's not fair. Can we just remove summer? Yeah, I will forever live on the hill that I like winter more than summer, dude. I like the cold. I like the snow. I like when it's nice and cold outside. What should we go to? I do have spoken like a true Canadian. You live in an igloo and ride your moose to the work in the morning. Have a glass of maple syrup. And developed into like pneumonia. I mean, I had pneumonia when I was a toddler. So I don't see how it would be pneumonia. I'm not sure what the whole like the pins and needles thing I've had for a very long time. but it's not like been as frequent. Like it's just not going away now, and the breathing problems have just become more prevalent as time goes on. So, yes. So like today I wanted to do, because there's barely any new skins today, isn't there? There's two. I guess there's three if you count Victorious Fiora, but these Victorious skins are all the damn same, ain't they? They're all the same. There's just too many of them. But then we Bowling Lilia. Oh man. Any MRI? I got a ton of X-rays while I was at the hospital, and they didn't catch anything about the breathing problem there, so I don't know. Hello. Do we count the French Fiend? I don't. I mean, it's Victoria's skin. It's like, what does it matter? It's the same. They're always the same. I feel like, but like the Bowling Lilia. I don't know about you fellas, but I always referred to the E as the bowling ball. So this is very cathartic for me. Like this feels very nice for me. It's like, yeah, it's the bowling ball. So that's great. Fiora's face looks weird. She has a bit of Wild Riftification, I guess. But she's still got some of those sharper features. She looks a bit more dangerous. No Wild Report. Lily has as many skins on PC as she does on Wild Rift. There's no entry fee, Jan. It's not real. Let her bowl. I like how we got, so this confirms that... Wait, isn't...
Nature surprise!
Now I'm confused.
Here's
Wait
the
a
get
second.
well soon fee.
The-
Also Bowling Lila funny, I like the splash.
Bowling Lilia is funny, it's true. Oops. Thank you, Toxic One.
Hey, it's a
Headbutts,
thingy people
jeez,
use.
thank you.
Thank you.
The unfortunate part of Lilia's skin is that despite wearing clothes, her dear half is exposed. Also Prehistoric Planet is coming back.
Really? Oh, that's nice. Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay, I'm excited. Prehistoric Planet was very good. What was I... Oh, yeah, isn't Day Jobs Mundo part of the... Or Corporate Mundo's part of the Day Jobs skin line, right? But, like, so are these... So it's like, is this... Because this is clearly Mr. Mundoverse. Is this, like... Corporate Mundo in his off time? Or, like, are they both part of the same universe? Or what have I... Yes, the Ice Age. Oh, okay. Oh, so we're doing like a walking with type deal? Okay. Oh, dude. Oh, that'd be awesome. We get like a prehistoric planet of the dinosaurs, and then we get one of the mammals. Then what if we got a prehistoric planet of the, you know, like before dinosaurs, like Devonian and Carboniferous and all that jazz? That'd be sick. Although I don't know if they do that because the first prehistoric planet was all at the same time period, so I don't know. I guess Day Job is just cosplaying. Yeah, he's a professional cosplayer. The Meathead Brother. I would like it if this was just like Mundo's, like Corporate Mundo's rambunctious twin brother or something. One became like a super big wig corporate, and then the other one became a gym bro influencer. That's kind of funny. Oh. You know what I just realized down here? Do you see it? So I wonder who made this splash. I think that's a chonk there. That really looks like a chonk. Okay, hold on. Fact check time. Though didn't Fortune literally just make the Teemo splash? Yep. Yeah, well, see, this is how you tell. This is, did Fortune K make the splash art? Find the chonk. If there is chonk in there, high probability. Is that Chonk Nico? I think those are Chonk's teeth. It looked like his teeth. Yep. She always finds a way to sneak him in there somehow. Amazing. Is there a Gragas reskin for Wild Rift? Yes. Technically. The grind is the universe of day jobs and it also contains Luchador theme, which Mundo's... You know what? Maybe that's funny if just Mundo has like all these different personas that he's in the pool party universe. Like he is the big corporate, but he's also the gym bro influencer, but he's also the luchador wrestler. Like I think that makes it even funnier that he's just living multiple lives at the same time. That makes it even better if that's the case. We got that, and then we got fucking Chicken Corky. They even made the chickens they even made the chickens little blocks like they're Minecraft. Oh man. What a silly creature. Chicken Corky, there he is. See, I know absolutely nothing about Minecraft. So they killed Renektoy. They killed him. They killed him. Oh my god. No. They killed him. Oh shit. This is Kench? Oh, there is. Yeah. Little toy cat. It just looks like a plushy Kench. Someone drove Redactoid the Family Guy death pose. He's just taking a nap. Oh, of course, yeah. That makes sense. Well, we've known about Chicken Corky for a while. I'm a little sad that there's only 2. They were kind of hyping up like a new batch of variety skins, and it's like it's 2. Come on, guys. These are so good. These are so nice. Why you only make 2 of them? There's 3. Victorious Fiora doesn't count. That doesn't count. Oh, the Lilia's Recall. I have not seen any of them in game yet, so this will be new for me. So let's find out. What is he shoot? Is he shooting little Lego bricks? What is he shooting out of them? Block toy? No. Nah. Yeah, see? Skin Spotlights knows what to name it. He knows. It's Chicken Block Toy Corky. Hell no, that's... Everyone knows this is actually legally distinct Lego. So it's eggs. Yeah, okay. Why are the eggs not blocky? That's what I'm wondering. The eggs, the eggs should probably be a bit like blocky and pixelated. Maybe they're like the plastic like fake kitchen eggs, you know, like oh, you're gonna pretend to make food. They'd have all those like little toy eggs. Maybe that's what's going on here. But then there's sizzling, so I don't know. Third best behind Red Baron and Toboggan. Well, those are legendary skins and thus of legendary tier quality. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the sound design on the auto is a bit lacking for how that's a literal bowling ball, but that W sound. That's a great bonk. That's good. That's a good bonk. She's balling. 10 bucks. I think that the autos could use some work though. That sounds a bit too squishy for a bowling ball. You know what? You know what it should have done? I think the alt. It should have like the doo 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 doo, then like a celebration, like da da. Put the alt over. Da-da. Oh, really? That's very unsanitary. What did you? I have been in that situation before, unfortunately, on the end of the employee. And having to deal with that afterwards. That is, everyone like, oh, it's so funny that the person threw the bowling ball and destroyed the property. How do you think the employee has to feel when they tell that to their boss afterwards? Not great, I tell you that much. Nice. Do not kiss the bowling ball. Do not. What? Even if it's your own personal bowling ball, there's so much oil that they put on those lanes. Like that's not gonna be good for you, Lily. Me, Lord. I mean, I feel like I've said a few times before that I used to work at a bowling alley, but it was like one of those small ones too. It wasn't like a big chain bowling alley. It was just like a little local one. I'm just buying that ball instantly. Or they make merch of the bowling ball. I used to be B-baller. Yeah, I guess so. Well, yep, that's a Victorious skin. Yep, that's a Victorious skin. I'm a little sad. Again, I'm a little sad. There's only 2 of them. I kind of wish there was more.
Hello.
Trying to say he broke the monitor, and it's like, no, I'm trying to say it's someone who was there.
Oh, hello.
A customer broke something, and the problem is that this local place had been around since like
A
the
gift
60s.
from the forest.
What?
Entry fee has been paid.
Oliver, no.
Peas, we love you.
Oh, you don't get, Oliver. You don't gotta give $5 to say that, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm just going. I'm just. You skip the Victorious. I mean, there's not much to discuss about it, really. I was hoping she wasn't victorious. I mean, but then, like, what variety skin would this be? You know what's kind of funny, though? Change this purple to just more white or more orange, like here, and this just kind of looks like... Wouldn't this look like something they try to sell as, like, prestige Battle Queen Fiora? You know? There's a lot of similar motifs going on here.
Hello.
Tezion. There's no entry fee.
See the wonder.
I have paid the entry fee.
There's-
Hope you feel better soon. Less
Oh,
than 33.
I hope so as well. Also, me too. Baker Fiora with the baguette. So I can't believe that they didn't do. Yeah, they didn't do like anything with Fiora with a baguette. That just feels
Hey there.
obvious. But I guess as for these skins, I quite like them. I think Lilia's sound design needs a little bit of work, but I think that the idea is still funny. Especially if they try like paint Lily as like finally put her in a situation where she's actually confident at something. That's nice. I think the new Crystal Roses, the same thing I think of all the Crystal Roses, Pinky. I don't really care. I have not really been fond of Crystal Rose since its inception. It's not for me. Look at the fact that she's wearing trainers. She's got Lilia with fucking shoes on. Yeah, it's weird. Like they're not even Crystal Rose. They've just kind of like completely made their own separate thing, but they still call themselves Crystal Rose. So I don't know. I do have this. Oh, this is zoomed out terribly. Right there. Ooh. Oh. One. Oh, wait, no. Bit too far. Oh no, it is. No, there we. Okay. Haha. Pizza Siver in the background. Was Pizza Siver? I didn't even see. Oh no, yeah, she was. Never mind. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Is this Wild Rift Redesigns? Indeed, it is.
Oh, hello.
It is the Wild Rift Redesigns. Some of these might be a bit confusing, but we'll get into that. How many things that we get in actual crossover skins in League, like COD or Fortnite? I think probably never. I think Riot is honestly too prideful. If they're doing crossovers, it's with like clothing brands. Actually, there's no entry. River, $10. You're gonna get $10 just to do that. Did you do Spirit Blossom Courtyard yet? I've done part of it, but not. I haven't played a ton of League, so. Thank you, River Walker. You gotta give $10 to say that. You gotta do that. Why is Brad is here? You will see. You will see. And I got a good playlist of Mr. Spotlight's videos on everything that was available, but I've also gone and recorded my own footage of all the ones that didn't exist. So we got some nice visuals for all of them, so it should be swell. So I don't have to just like listen, like interpret what I mean when I describe what they look like now. All right, well, I'll press the freaking. I don't even know if this is gonna get made into a video. I've just been wanting to do this for a while, mostly because my voice sounds like garbage. But we'll see. Maybe people even know by watching me when I sound like a disheveled freak instead of a normal just creature, I guess. I played Wild Rift for that. I did. Do you know how much I sacrificed? I had to open up Wild Rift for this. Oh god. Do I become one of those YouTubers that like just like bases their whole brand off of just speaking in a monotone, deep voice? Even though I feel like my voice is still relatively high pitched, even when I can't even talk in that low of a pitch. I think this is probably about as low as I could possibly go. I don't think I could really go any lower than this. Maybe I could if I did, like, but that just sounds completely fake, doesn't it? Like that's not real. That is not a real sound. It just sounds like I woke up after being drunk for 3 days. Played Wild Rift. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Just say you hit a second puberty. I understand that reference. Okay. Where the recording button is pressed and we can start the video. Maybe if it ever becomes, we'll see. Anyway, fellas, welcome. We've done a few of these ranking streams before. We've gotten ranked a lot of the redesigns of various characters across the Riot IPs, but we haven't really done Wild Rift yet.
See the wonder.
Beads.
Hope you feel better, Nikki. Here's the feel better fee.
Thank you, Beads. Thank you. 25 months, Jesus. I appreciate it. I haven't really touched Wild Rift in any capacity. I want to do the Wild Rift skins tier list. That is 250 skins, so you know, maybe we let's do something a bit more manageable to start with. And right here, I have all of the different Wild Rift champion redesigns, much like how we went over all the LOR character redesigns, the ones that they did for Arcane. Some of these are far more subtle than others, but some of them did take very drastic design directions compared to their counterparts. And in some cases, those designs have been translated over to League in some regard. A few of these characters who got redesigned, their splash arts were just yoinked and just put on PC with no care in the world as to the fact that they don't even look like that. So we're gonna go through all of them today and kind of give general thoughts and impressions. And I guess, is it S? Maybe like an S tier thing is kind of worth it, or like I don't know. We'll see as we go along. If you're wondering why I sound like a disheveled creature that cannot speak.
Hey Nikki, hope you're doing well. Ignoring how you sound like you've been better. With how Riot is being Riot, I kind of just feel nothing about League as a IP now. But hope you're still able to enjoy yourself in whatever ways you still interact with it.
I mean, I'm still enjoying myself in the videos that I've been working on, so that helps. Thank you, Vimby, 33 months. I appreciate that. Thank you. If you're wondering why if you're wondering why I sound a bit different in this video, I don't sound as energetic as I usually do. TLDR is I'm dying. Not really. I'm not dying. I've too many random various illnesses that are perpetually just making my my life worse. And so we're going on and just trudging along, and we gotta just keep yapping about League of Legends characters. So let's start. Who do we start with? Do we go in alphabetical, or do we do a good old random? How do we go about this? Just keep swimming. That's true. I'm dying, not clickbait, precisely. Rando. We go rando. The chaos. The chaos. Have you ever done alphabetical? Yeah, I've done it sometimes. Why is Ambessa here? You shall see. Chaos. Riven. Riven is like one that barely counts, because I doubt you'll even be able to tell the difference at a glance.
What is broken can be reformed.
Riven is very, very subtle changes. Riven is mainly to her little corset here, and they sort of gave her the bit of eyeshadow that they gave her in LOR and in the Awakened cinematic. It's like a weird middle ground between the two. If I could grab her splash art. Let me grab this.
Nature's surprise!
30 months with the boy, also monthly health insurance fee.
There's no health insurance fee. It's not real. Fair. Thank you. I appreciate it, though. Oh. Jet, is that you? So if I do one of these and grab bada bing, bada boom, You can see, look at that. They changed that. Massive differences here. And they gave some spikes to her little shin guard, like how she had in the cinematic. It's very minor differences. It's again, it's like a weird middle ground between the LOR version and the League version. Like they didn't want to fully commit, which sucks because the LOR version I think is the best version of Riven that there is. And I think having Riven miss the big eyeshadow is such a cool signifier. Or, excuse me. I think Riven having the big eyeshadow is such a cool visual motif that not including that when this was done well afterwards, kind of disappointing. I wish that they had included that in part of this. So for me, if we're judging how are we judging this? Are we judging this on how good the design is separate from the League version, or like as an improvement? If the whole point of Wild Rift is to build them from the ground up, the idea would be to improve them naturally, right? You would think so. And I mean, I think it's kind of BS that when Riot says that they build all the Wild Rift stuff from the ground up. I think these models, absolutely. When you say that this model is built from the ground up and it still has all of Riven's old clunky-ass animations, I doubt it. This is a redesign improvement. Okay, as an improvement, I'd give it a bottom of B for bare minimum. Is that fair? It did the bare minimum to try and make things look a little bit better, but a lot of the coolest parts about the Riven redesign from LOR are missing, I think. So I'd take the LOR or cinematic version over this any day. So Grungus. Big Bungus. Alright, so the thing is, this is very maybe I should move myself over here so I'm not covering up the models here. So in terms of an improvement, it is an S. But that's also because League Gragas is just so disgustingly horrible that you had nowhere else to go but up. Like if he was somehow on par with League Gragas, that would actually be that'd be deserving of an award. And so what's changed really here? Obviously, proportionally, he looks like a human being and not a troll monster who looks like a person. I think he does a lot better job of showing that, he's just a big fat man, but he still looks like he could whoop your ass, which is kind of the good idea, right? Like, Gragas is supposed to be a bit funny and a bit jokey, but he still looks like he's a menace to any bar that he comes across. Should probably do a comparison. I think you're right. Oops, wrong one. Let's grab good old model. Oh, I don't. You know what? Now I remember. I don't want to look at. Oh God. Oh, Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh no. Yeah, so this is by all purposes a massive improvement, mainly proportionally. I can't give it an S. I think it is old Gragas was just so terrible that no matter what you did to it, it was going to look better than this. And this is going to be like a recurring pattern you're probably going to notice in a lot of these rankings that I find with Wild Rift redesigns. Is that Wild Rift redesigns, I find, have a tendency to, unlike the later stages of LOR, something like Nidalee or with Zillion or with Master Yi, is those designs took the original character fantasy of that champion, almost ignored the original design elements to just make their own version. Like, this is the better version of what that character was supposed to be. Wild Rift has a different approach. For a lot of the time, they try to make the best version of the League design that they can. I think that goes over well a lot better with existing fans. You know, people, the psychopaths that are a fan of old Nidalee probably aren't a big fan of LOR Nidalee, right? So it probably goes over better with existing players. But I personally prefer when they take those larger steps. So this is a much better version of League of Legends' current existing version of Gragas, but he still carries over all the same design problems. Does that make sense? Like, he's still just a naked man in the Freljord. He's got these random ropes around his ankles and around his arms for some reason. He's only wearing this plain blue loincloth. It's the same Gragas. It's just the model quality is substantially improved. He doesn't really look as much like an alcoholic. He just looks like kind of a chill guy. This is like a guy that you'd have a nice time with, but that's not really his thing. He's the rabble rouser. So I couldn't give this an S. Wilder's literally lol too, yeah. So I understand why they go that route. And they've been trying to branch out a bit more recently and get a bit more out there with some of their redesigns. But Gragas was one of the first ones when they didn't want to really go that far, right? So I think this is oh god. It is a massive improvement from League Gragas. But that's also saying, like, man, you know, the shit I had today is a lot better than the shit I had yesterday. It's still a shit. So I'd give it an A.
Hey, it's a thingy people use. Thank you.
Gragas League model looks like it's still borrowed from Warcraft 3/Dota All Stars. Wild Rift looks like he is a big man. If they weren't cowards, they would have given him body hair like they did with porting Pantheon.
Well, the thing is, when they ported Pantheon, they didn't give him body hair at the start. They had to add that back in. Being weird, nasty, disgusting is an important part of Gragas. In some ways, the thing is that what makes Gragas so disgusting, a lot of it is his proportions. His proportions are just so off-putting. And he has got random, like, bloody scars all over him. They've removed all those from the Wild Rift version. And how polygonal he is. You could cook food on top of that dome. There's just where his brain should have been. There's nothing there. It is just a disaster. It is a disaster. So I'd give it an A because I think it is a great improvement. But is it the peak of what Gragas could be? I don't think so. What? Diana. Okay, I feel like I have to bundle Diana and Leona together. They're kind of complementary to each other.
A new moon is rising.
So they didn't change much. It's very subtle. It's mostly in the colors with Diana. I think Leona got a lot more. It's a lot more easily noticeable with Leona. The girlfriends. So the weird thing is they didn't change her splash art, so it's a bit, you know, they didn't change Diana, they changed Leona. Again, Leona changed a bit more.
The dawn has arrived.
So there is a much more noticeable thing between them now. I wonder if you fellas can tell what the special thing that they added to them is.
A new moon is rising.
Oh yeah, the art for Wild Rift Leona is way better. Yeah. Heels. Not heels. They're decorated. It's something about the armor.
The dawn has arrived.
You're getting there. Getting shiny. I mean, they're always shiny. There you go. Diana has some gold on her. And Leona has some silver. And I think Diana always had a little bit of gold on her, if I remember correctly. She always had a tiny bit. But it was, yeah, it's like so subtle. It's barely even. With this, it becomes very obvious that Diana has a bit of gold on her, right? Got a bit of gold. And then Leona's got a whole bunch of silver anywhere. So you have that kind of contrast between the two. That, like, there is still that little bit of Lunari influence in Leona, and there's that little bit of Solari in Diana, which is nice. I appreciate that. What I don't appreciate much is that Leona still looks like this. They changed her up a little bit. I think namely with her shoulders, and I think they brightened up the color scheme a bit. They went for a bit more of a cooler burgundy than kind of like the blood red that she had before, which even though the blood red kind of fits her whole exterminate the Lunari whole gimmick a bit better, I think. She's still got the pencil arms, yeah. So it's an improvement. I think it's better than the League version. And obviously the artwork, if it's in here, might not be. Oh no, there it is. Obviously this is Leona's still one of the few champions in the game. I think actually might have the oldest splash art in the game now. For a base League champion, I think she might take that title now after Skarner got updated. She still looks like a normal Solari soldier, yeah. And I gotta be honest, I do like that they added the gold to Diana, but the rest of the color scheme is really like what is this, like faded jade, something like it's this kind of greenish blue. It's a weird color scheme for Diana. I guess it makes her look a bit darker, which she's like, oh yeah, the moon or whatever, but she's supposed to be the light of the moon, you know? And then if I get, let me grab good old LOR Diana over here. Look at that. See, look, those bright, shining, stone-like armor. And that's great if you have that kind of more stone-looking armor compared to the metal of Leona. You'd add some more contrast to them. Not you, Riven. Actual silver, yeah. So, like, if Diana's losing the silver, then that contrast between Leona and Diana's kind of missing a bit. And then in this case, also, is it weird that, like, why is the gold only on her belt and her knee pads? You know? Kind of an odd choice. Wouldn't have it made more sense if you made the gold her little hair decorations? Could have been like haha, Leona's always on her mind. Woo. And you could have done the reverse for Leona and just have the silver parts be her little crown here. It's more evenly dispersed with Leona, so it's not as weird looking. But yeah, I think they're fine. I think Leona, is probably, it's still better than the League version. But I'm not a fan of the Diana. I'm not a fan of Diana at all, really. Moon haunts her. That's what they're going with. That one's so floppy. That's just how she do. Miss Raid Shadow Legends character. Yeah, I mean, I would wish for Leona to get a big.
This seems like an opportune time to pay my entry fee, Nicky
There's
boy.
no entry fee. Thank you, Diet Tab Water, though, for the 35 bucks. I appreciate it. It's not real, though. Chicken Corky. Oh, okay, I can probably get you out of here. Ow. Thank you, though. I think that seems appropriate. Oh. Whoosh. Oh. The Weisenheimer. Oh, where are you? So, did they technically invent this design? Not really. This is definitely going for the arcane design. And they're like, oh, it's just him without the goggles on. No. No. Look at that outfit. Look at that jacket. Compare that jacket. Yeah. Completely different. Completely different outfit. Different looking tools even. But that is because it's the arcane version. Check the Arcaneheimer skin. To be fair, that one's based on the one from when he went to the parallel world, so that one will also look different. Yeah, that's him when he's in the alternate world, so it's not going to be the same. But also, they could fix the proportions. He still looks a little terrifying. He does still look a little uncanny, but at least he blinks, you know, and the eyes move. So there's sentience behind those eyes. It's not just stationary nothingness. And what year was Heimerdinger's release? He released late last year. It was part of the promotional event for Arcane. The Eyes of a Killer. So I feel, because to me this is like the best Heimerdinger, like this outfit for Heimer is like the best Heimerdinger that's ever existed. The problem is that, like, does Wild Rift even get the credit for this? Or do they get the credit for adapting it to League? Because in that sense, I'd give it like an A. Because I think it's like this is like the best version, but they didn't make this version. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll stick with A. I think it's good. So the arcade model looks a lot cleaner and wilder compared to League. Yeah, that comes with the advantage of it being this model at least they get to build from scratch. This one's still, I think, using the League version. This is kind of, wouldn't they just have done this? You think they could have just done this for League of Legends? You know, just like put the Arcane outfit on Heimerdinger and like there's your Heimerdinger quote unquote visual update. Make him look like how he does in Arcane. Like, now you're done. There you go. Does the rocket come out of his brain? No, it's because, like, it's just in his hair. I don't know. It's just like a little... It's hidden under his hair there somewhere. Yeah, but in-game he gets the goggles on. The turrets look the same, so... I give it an A. I can't give it an S because it doesn't get the credit for actually inventing the design in the first place, but it's a good adaptation of that design, I think. Tolan. The crybaby. The little baby.
There's nowhere to hide.
So, they didn't really invent this design either. It's not a one-to-one, but it is closer to the style guide they invented for Talon as opposed to the actual League of Legends Talon. That's mainly noticeable by the design on his hood, by the design on his pauldron, and the design of his weapon. Is he bald? No, Tolan is not bald, in fact, surprisingly. Talon style sheet. And you can probably see what I mean. Talon. There we go. Why is it so small? I guess that'll do. I guess that'll do. He didn't invent him because he's from Assassin's Creed. True. So, yeah, I mean, immediately you can see the difference, right? Look at him. Look at this freak. So you see the blade, much different. The hood, very different design. All these random extra straps. He's got like a seat belt on. Looks like he's in or those child booster seat straps, you know. Gotta hold in the kid or else he'll get shook up in the car. Rat face, yeah, like just over-designed, random nonsense. This design's much cleaner looking. You know, nice boots with a bit of detail, but not too much. I like the stripes going down his arms and his chest there. It is a much better version. Again, it's the stylized. It was this version here. It's this Talon. I think there is slight differences. I think namely, yeah, like the boot colors are different. I think a lot of it actually comes down to color now that I look at it. But they're mostly pretty much the same. He escaped the chair. No one he's a good assassin. You can smell his target from across the rift. The thing is, Talon's a shitty assassin. He's terrible. If he doesn't kill his opponent in one hit, then he just gives up. That's why Katarina has a scar. So this is pretty decent. I think this is a pretty good improvement on League Town. League Town again is just terrible. So not so bad. It's like kind of Gragas rules a bit, where it's like, yeah, you had a long way to go. Yeah, or you know where to go with this. So, and going with the style guide's pretty good. They don't get credit for, I think, making it wholly distinct from that version. But the difference there, at least, is that the Heimerdinger design was designed for a separate property and then adapted elsewhere. This Talon style sheet was just made and then never used. So this is kind of more the first use of this design. So in that way, it kind of gets credit for it. Chironic, no, there's no. You're gonna give $5 just to say that. Yeah, we haven't gotten through many. I'd give Tolan an A though. An A no, I think he's better than Riven. Riven's like bare minimum. No scar. Oh, no scar. You're right. You're right. Missing the scar. That was very, yep. That's important. Should have had that. Agreed. One main common assassin in the story is that they either make the story not exist because they always get the kill, or they look pathetic because you don't let them actually kill. That's true. Yeah, from the comic, yeah. What? What? Okay. The big... Oh, shit. Did I not get the footage of... Surely I did. Or maybe did I just not crop... I didn't crop it. Or did I? Is this the right one? There we go. Okay. There we go. I did. Big Blitzcrank. Big Blitzcrank. And I know some of you might be saying, what the hell changed? He looks exactly the same. But there's one big thing. Besides his fucking hands. One, his hands have shrunk dramatically compared to the rest of his body. Yeah, there's no more spikes, but also there's one big thing. And it's this. Look at how round he is. Look at this rotund specimen. Look at it. Can't you just imagine him rolling down the hillside? He's so round. So these are... Blitzcrank is kind of beautiful because it's all very subtle changes. Blitzcrank's been caught in a very weird spot where he was changed lore-wise to be more of like a... He's a good person. Or good bot, I guess. Just trying to help people. He's designed to help people. And now... he's kind of trapped with this kind of clunky old model where all their voice lines are just like, exterminate, exterminate, the time of man has come to an end, all that stuff. And so there's a lot of very subtle things done to just kind of smooth him out a bit and just make him look way more friendly. And that's, I think Blitzcrank as a design is actually pretty interesting. I quite like him as a little funky looking steam golem. He's a bit goofy, but it matches his actual personality. Or their actual personality, because they're just a robot. They're just a silly little goober. I really, really like this. I think this kind of proves that Blitzcrank was a good design, just being impacted by a few things that stopped them from being great. So rounding them out a lot more, still having really large hands to signify that they're an important part of their gameplay with the big hook hands. But not as comically large that they overtake the entire character model.
Silly little entry fee for the silly little goober.
Yes, but there's no entry fee. Thank you, Dad. 43 months, Jesus. Small changes, big differences. Exactly. So, it's the greater steam golem, yeah. And it's someone said they removed all his spikes.
Hey there.
Right, Blitz always had these pointless spikes all along them, especially on the shoulders. Like, why did they need that? No, just like little screws. And they still look like they could be a bit dangerous, right? Because they're a big robot, obviously. But I love this. I think this is awesome. To me, this kind of, again, proves that Blitz was a good design underneath all along and just needed some subtle changes. Yeah, and the steam engines aren't just in your face anymore, right? That's a big part. I think that's a big part of why it's so great. All the stuff that was in your face that didn't need to be is shrunk down but still kept intact. And to get the big, like, doesn't it just look like you want to give them a hug, right? Look how round they are. Look at this big lad. Oh, I love it. I think it's great. I would give this an S. I think this is just, you've now gone and perfected Blitzcrank. This is great. I love this. I hope this becomes the standard moving forward, and it really makes me want to see Blitz in 2XKO out of anything. I think I've said this multiple times. He's like my most wanted character in the whole game. Huggable friendo, precisely. Dude, Can we move on? I think we can move on. Right? We can move on. We need not discuss this any further. Get it out of here. Don't do that to him. He deserves it. What have they done to my skeleton? How could they do this? What did they do to him? What did they do? What? They yassified my Skeletor. Disgusting. I can't believe it. It's gross. Why the human face? Why anything? Why the human face? Why no bones? Why is his hair like that? Why did he put little battle axes on the end of his hair? Why anything? Why is his hand still a ghost? Why he had ghost abs before they removed them? Why anything? Why? I hate it. Get it out forever. Revolting. And then they just, it's the default Thresh. Water doesn't even get normal Thresh. This is the default. Disgusting. Ugh. Moving on. Okay. Am I allowed? I think he goes here. I think he goes here. I think he goes there. Oh God, I can't. Out of everything that they could have done to Brand has so much potential to be such an awesome character design. Rise's old apprentice that was corrupted by the world rune and turned into a force of nature. And I get it that that's a lore retcon, right? He wasn't always like, originally he was just some man possessed by a demon. But even then, it's like he's just charcoal man with big baggy pants and like 6 belts on his thighs for some reason. And like the best they could do was just give him some Olay. That man's like a charcoal corpse. Why is he so smooth? He's got skin. You know, this Vengeance really had a lot of time to care for his skin, you know? And they gave him fucking abs as well. Like, God. I hate it. Out of everything. And they kept the belts too. And they charred a bunch of, like, some of his pants like they're burning, but then his pants should be burnt all the way off. I hate it. That's how I feel. Thanks, Brent. That's how I felt when I saw Smooth Brand, and I can't believe they did this to him. Oh god. I can't stand this. This is terrible. It's all the same problems of old Brand with additional new problems. You want a good Brand redesign, I think. Let me grab Subjectively real quick. Subjectively did a pretty sick looking Brand. I encourage you to watch the full video.
Is there?
But look at this design that they crafted for Brand. Look at that. Ain't that cooler looking? The half mask burning off, like his skin turned into obsidian armor as it burned away from the world runes. You still get some nice patterns. That's pretty sick. And there we go. On top of that, he just looks boring. He just looks boring, dude. That's what I mean. That's why it frustrates me so. When they just gave him a skincare routine for no reason, but like Brand is already so boring, and he just didn't make him any less boring. Unbound Thresh tier. Get him out of that. Was that fan redesign? Yes, it was from Subjectively, which I very much encourage you to watch their videos. Oh boy. Kassadin. So this is an example of one where Base League just yoinked the splash art and nothing else. So there he is. And let's get the old Kassadin for comparison. Yeah, so it is a huge improvement. It is a huge improvement. One subtle thing I really like is, I don't know if it will show here. It might be kind of hard. I guess you can kind of see it even on the fingers. Do you see those little stripes of gold there? There's like little bits of gold on this gauntlet. Maybe when he does the turnaround, it'll show a bit better. You can see little bits of gold there again there too. See that? Yeah, look at the little bits of gold. You see that? Because it's the other gauntlet of Nazook. It's the other one of Ezreal. Because Ezreal has one gauntlet of Nazook and Kassadin has the other. So the idea that it's been slowly tainted by the void and is slowly becoming more purple, like that's great. That's a really subtle design change that adds so much. And also just removing his what kind of gym routine is this Kassadin on? Anyway, his skin looks a lot more odd and inorganic, like it's becoming more metallic, I guess, or becoming a bit more alien looking. I think it's a pretty big, no more gas cancers. It's a big improvement over Kassadin, I think. He still has kind of the same thing where he does, I'd argue even more so now, which is kind of funny. Because we always, hark on Kassadin for being bootleg Darth Vader. He looks even more like Darth Vader now, doesn't he? I think mainly because Darth Vader's supposed to look kind of scary, and this does not look menacing at all. Piece of shit. Whereas this looks a bit more. So if what they're trying to go for is just make a bootleg Darth Vader, I think they succeeded a lot more. We have Darth Vader home, yeah. It doesn't help that Kassadin, like, that was kind of his design aesthetic from the get-go. So that kind of hinders him a lot from being something that feels really special. I think Kassadin will always be that way. I can't imagine a world where they don't go something similar to this route. Can it be considered a good thing? It depends on how you feel about it. If you're someone who like, oh, it's just an homage to Darth Vader, and you like that, then, fair enough. If you're someone who's just like, oh, that's just an homage to Darth Vader, it doesn't feel as much like its own unique thing, then, yeah. And also, like, it doesn't feel as... I guess these, like, little holes here, this is kind of emblematic of Zaun. So there's some elements to say that, like, some of these artifacts came from Zaun. And this gas mask maybe looks a bit more Zon-like, but you could have made it look a bit more like the Chem Tank. It's, like I said, it is a huge improvement, I'd say, over Base Cassidon. I would probably give it an A. I think it's above Heimerdinger. I can't give it an S, though. Buzz Lightyear's father. No. Zurg is Buzz Lightyear from a future timeline. Didn't you see the movie that everyone loved? Cassin's from Zon? No. Cassin's from Shurima, but a lot of the artifacts that he went into the void with, he took a bunch of artifacts from Shurima and technology from Zon to try and protect himself from the void. So like the Nazook, the Gauntlet of Nazook, which he wields with the blade, that's a Shuriman artifact, and a bunch of stuff he's wearing here is Zon technology. Do we really have an S tier redesign? I think Blitzcrank is. But I think it's Blitzcrank, which is hiding a really solid design underneath him all along. It just needed a couple extra things. So Acathia. Is he? I actually don't remember if... no, I think Malzahar is from Acathia. I think it's Malzahar and Zillion are from Acathia. So, I don't know. How's the day been? It's going good so far. I saw Cass unmasked? No. And I don't think they ever will, but I would hope he's, like, horribly disfigured. Oh, and Jax, of course. Yeah, Jax. So... Desert near Acathia.
Hello.
Yeah, that's probably why him. Right, because Mausers was setting up his whole like base of operations, and that's why his whole because he had his whole own village that collapsed in.
Nature
Because
surprise.
he couldn't be from Acathia because it was in the more the modern age. Absbello, thank you for the prime. Thank you. Wrong sexy bed. Yeah, he's gonna have like immaculately sculpted like Giga Chad face underneath all that. Hackerim. Ooh. Another one where League of Legends stole the artwork, but not the changes. Which is really, like it's odd because the designs are so different. Look at this goofy goober. Look at this He-Man villain looking ass. What a little... How many skulls did you want, Hacker? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 skulls. Think you got enough skulls there, buddy? Think we could tell that you're evil yet? In that sense, Wild Rift Hackerim trimmed down on the skulls dramatically. They still kept his silly little goofy grin. But I think that's important because Hackerim does revel in the slaughter he commits. So, if I was Kalista, I would be embarrassed that this guy killed me. It was. Is his horse half smaller, or am I just like? Maybe not. His legs are still really bulky, but I think that's just because they made the legs are a lot bulkier than I think horse legs normally are, right? Like horse legs normally aren't this sturdy. It's probably why, like, proportionally it looks a bit weird. But I guess like base Hecarim had that too, right? Well, not even as much. They're a bit thinner, but really big bulky legs. Yeah, and this probably came about because of the censorship stuff, you know, with no skulls and stuff. I do agree, though. I think Hecarim, unlike Thresh, looks better without all the random skull imagery. He looks sharp. I think that was a main design motif they went through here. Is every part about him needs to look sharp and dangerous. And they did actually try to incorporate the skull patterning here in his chest. But it looks more like a helmet. You know, like maybe this is like, maybe it's kind of like the helmet that he used to wear, right? Before he got turned into the Horse Hybrid Abomination. The LOR design tries too hard to be edgy. It ends up looking like a He-Man villain. Like, it tried too hard. I think this one is also being very try-hard. Again, like, with how many spikes, like, how many vertices are on this design, do you think? Probably, like, 8 billion. So I think it was a nice workaround with the skull, and I think just, like, removing all the random skulls makes it look a lot less silly. it's hard for me, but I think in this case it might be with with Casson, where I'm being kind of unfair, where I'm like I'm also judging it based on what I think Hecarim could be, because I think Hecarim could really delve a lot into body horror because he's he's his horse fused with him and his armor, and he always looked a bit too clean for that. I think it is a big improvement over the League version for sure, though. The glaive especially as well looks way more interesting. Like, this is just like, look how basic Hecarim's glaive is. Look at that. It's so bland and basic. It's just, yep, that's a glaive. Whereas this, you get like that nice, the glow. Like like this glaive is a part of him. He needs the insect part, of course. Is there a horse face on the weapon? I never noticed that. Oh, there is. Ah, I never saw that. That's cool. His horse is still with him, but like...
Hello?
Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm reading too deep into it. But it's like his horse is still with him technically, but his horse, who was once his companion, is now literally just a tool to him. Where the horse might have been a tool to him before because he was just like a psychopath, but now like literally like the horse is symbolically like it is just a tool to further his slaughter. Yeah, maybe it's not what they were intending, but I'm just reading too much into it. But I think that sounds kind of cool. Carnivore and Crest too, yeah. That's a neat part that they had the opportunity with, right? With these more updating these Shadow Owls characters, is that they could give them these Carnivoran symbols to make them feel more appropriate. Do I give it an S? I don't know. I think I'm judging on what I think Hecarim could be, maybe too much. I think there is a lot to like about this design, though. There's a lot of things to like about what it changes about base Hecarim for sure. If it's an S, I'd give it like the lowest S or like really high A. Horse T. Oh, there you go. All right, fair enough. Okay. Now you might be wondering. What the hell is that? It's like, there's good old Corkster. There he is. Hey, did I not have it here? Oh, I did, and I got rid of it. There we go. So, the problem with this is like S+++ tier. This is like the best Corki that has ever existed. It is so perfect, I think, in every single way. Where it makes him look like a Yordle, more convincingly like an old man. The chopper as well looks more like Bandle City with all these curls and spheres. The fact that he's got his little Yordle ears are being flattened by the cap. Not only does it look cute, but it helps to mimic a pilot, like an aviator's cap. The color scheme with the bright, like, oh, the blue and the red contours with the brows, like, it is amazing. It's so good, and they use it in the cinematic when they're talking about it. And then in game,
It's a Charlie Foxtrot!
why? Why? Why did you do that? Why did you? Why did you make this promotional? Like, this just looks like his new splash art, doesn't it? But it's just a promo image. They made the new cinematic where they used it. Where's Yordle's cinematic? Where is? Look at him. Look at this little old man. Where is he?
Do Teemo?
Not a single bogey. Nothing. It's absolutely nothing. She thinks I'm washed up. Well, not this, my boy.
That's the guy who plays Chester McBadbad as well, voicing him. So they got a new voice actor. And one of my favorite things about him is you don't see it until the end. Look how small he is. Look how small he is. He's so short. I love him, man. This is just the best Corky ever. It's so good. And then I can't even, like, this was uploaded by the Wild Rift YouTube channel. It wasn't even though it's the Tales of Runeterra, which were all posted to the League of Legends account. It meant to be a promo for Legends of Runeterra, but this was posted to the Wild Rift account. And they just didn't use it in game. I don't understand. I truly do not understand. Yeah, it's just the League model. And like, yeah, it looks better. It's a higher quality rendition, but it's still the same. Like, what is that, a Yordle? Is that a man? What am I I hate it. I can't stand that they even did this, but I didn't put that in there because that version's not a redesign. Please, Riot Games. I'm even doing this. Add or above. Yep. Was never even real. But please. There we go. Please. But do it. There we go. Thresh tier? No. Anyway, I think he needs to exist. Also, this is getting... I'm going to put myself back over here because now I'm cutting off the tier list. There's no winning. One day, maybe. Whoosh. Oh, here we go. Bard. So, let me grab the Wild Rift Splash for Bard. I don't have it. One moment. Is it on here? They might have added it on here by now. They did not. Okay, well, you know what? I can just find it.
Nature surprise!
Hey Nikki, what are we up to?
Zelio, I think with the private foremost thing, we're going over the Wild Rift redesigns. That's what we're doing. Okay, oh, there. Oh, right. This is the whole point I was making. There he is. Oops. There's your Wild Rift Bard Splash. Do you notice anything? What's different here? What did they change? What did they change here from the base version? Yeah, from the splash. They always change the splash arts, yeah.
Nature surprise!
Hi.
Hello, Zawaro. Thank you for the prime. Thank you. Appreciate it. More snow. Oh, wait, I forgot. I can just, in the video, skip to the end. There we go. This will probably help my point more. Is there any changes? Nope. The splash changed nothing. Which is confusing because the design did. And you can tell immediately. So what has changed here? Shit tons of decorative patterns everywhere. Extra detail everywhere. And I gotta be honest, I don't like it. You know what this reads to me? This is the mobile gamification of Bard. Because mobile games have a consistent pattern with over detailing and adding gold everywhere where it's not needed. Why is his face so different? Then the mask is different. There's so much detail everywhere. And the thing is, that would make sense. You know, Bard's a cosmic being, sure. Yeah, but Bard is literally, his body is fashioned out of random instruments and cloth and materials. And so giving him like this simpler design works way more in his favor. Look at him. Look at this guy. Do you see what I like? If you look at them side by side, like, look at how much more they added here. So much more. All the detail to the cloth here, the detail here. They gave him an extra, all these random gold patternings going all the way down his arms and his chest, even his little, his pants, all these extra details, even the chime. Instead of just being a chime, now it's got all these extra, like, it's got silver built. It's even his, yeah, the thing, his beard has decoration. It's like, it's excessive, you know? It's a bit much. And that's what I mean. What's a lot of mobile games have a tendency to do this, and you'll see it, and they do it with Battle for the Golden Spatula for TFT's like special version where they'll have unit skins, and they'll do the same thing where a lot of it is just excessive detail and extra gold where it's not needed. And to me, Bard as a character design was already a 10 out of 10. So it's like you're trying to improve on perfection, and you're trying to improve on it by just throwing more on top of it, and it just doesn't work for me. It makes him look pretty, and like it makes him admittedly like look cooler, right? It makes him look more cosmic, for sure. It makes him look more powerful, but you know, why would Bard doesn't give a shit. He does. His whole deal is he doesn't care about mortals at all. Looks like he's made of magic objects. He projects, which should be the point. Yeah, right. His point is he's supposed to be trying to take away the magic from the magical artifacts from other people. Yeah, like even like yeah, decoration you see from musicians and stuff, but it's too. You know, the way I describe it is there's too much intention, I'd say. There's too much intention, like deliberate symmetrical patterning all across him, all the detail on the instrument where it's not needed, the way that the mask is designed. I need to have an extra word to add to that sentence. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I don't know where I'd rank it. You know what? I would actually... It's not even... Does it deserve a D? Because it's not abhorrent, but it feels like it misses the point of what Bard's supposed to be. But it's not... But I gave... You know what? It's not a failing grade. It's not an F tier, so I'll give it a D. I think it's worse than Diana. I think it is just kind of misses the mark of what Bard's supposed to be. Just it tries to fix something that didn't need fixing in the first place. Yeah, just make it better. It's not necessary at all. You didn't need it. Especially they didn't update Vel'Koz, they didn't update Aurora, so it feels weird. Did they think Bard was too plain? I don't know. Feels weird to me. Malphite. Okay, big old David Rockman. So I believe that this is going to be the foundation for the ASU if it ever happens. I don't think it ever... It's not going to be a one-to-one with this. And clearly this is an improvement over the League One. Clearly. He does still have the rock undies, it's true. Oh god. Clearly an improvement has been made here. The weird thing is that this is really just more designed to be in line with his splash art, right? The head especially, like that is definitely more like his splash art, whereas his current design in League just looks nothing like it. Where's Chip? To be fair, this design existed before Chip became real, so I could see why they didn't. It does have, I think it has like Gragas syndrome, I guess, where like it is a massive improvement. And I love Malphite, you know, from a purely subjective standpoint. I think Malphite is wonderful. And a lot of that also stems from the personality they gave him LOR and his like, you know, his father-son relationship that he has with Chip. But at the end of the day, he's just a big rock man. There's not much else that distinguishes Malphite from any other rock monster. And I think the design that they were showing off that might be coming for his ASU has a bit of Ishtali imagery on him, which would do a lot to help him. I think that's going to be great for him. Piece of old ruin. Yeah, he's supposed to be like a shard of an old fortress. You don't really get that with Malphite. And this design doesn't do much to change that. This is just meant to be like an improvement. Again, Wild Rift has sought more to just try and make a better version of the existing design that League has without trying to incorporate elements of what that character design is promising to be. Whereas LOR went that extra step and it's like, okay, this is what Nidalee or Master Yi or Zillion were supposed to be, and we're going to try and make our own version that better encapsulates that, right? Like a proper visual update in that way. Yeah, and then he still has the Speedo. Yeah, which is... So, I love Malphite. He'll always hold a special place in my heart, but I feel like if I rank this design super highly, that's kind of disingenuous. I'd probably give it a B. I think it's on like the same level as Talon. Where like I think it's a good improvement with not many downsides to the improvement at all, but the concept could have been taken further, I feel. So I think he's a solid B. If Bard is D, then this should be D too. I wouldn't say so because Bard is like an S tier design that was just made worse. Whereas Malphite is like a D to F tier design that was made better but not reached the potential that it could have. Where it's still just, he's just a rock monster still. It's much better than the base version. Bard just actively misunderstood what Bard is. They did, yeah, that's a good way to describe it. They didn't take any risks with Malphite. It's very safe. John Nottaman. Where are you? Okay. So, on the one hand, doesn't really look like they changed too much. On the other hand, piggy bank coin slot in his forehead. And now you will never unsee it. So it is different. Nautilus. Oh. Type the L. So it is different. It is different. He is missing the rust and the barnacles a lot, though, right? Wild Rift also has a tendency to do this a lot, where they kind of smooth and clean things out a bit. So removing all those, like the dirt and barnacles and seaweed. Does he even have the seaweed on his back? No, they removed it. They removed all the grime and guck. It looks... There's elements I like more about it, but again, you can kind of see what I mean. It's the same thing with Bard, right? Where like Wilder has a tendency to add excessive detail to everything. And I think with Nautilus, it's weird. Like I like it equally to base Nautilus because it has things that I think it does better, but also things it does worse. So it's like it didn't go anywhere. It's probably maybe the perfect definition of a side grade. It made him look more like he's from Bilgewater. Made him look a bit more intimidating. The problem is Nautilus is never going to reach his full potential in League of Legends purely because of his, he's trapped in a MOBA and you have to make his proportions fit that. So he'll always look silly. This is a big problem, but yeah, he's that's probably the major thing, is that he's way too clean. Way too clean. All the barnacles and seaweed and grime and guck and dirt. Tell you, like, this guy is from the bottom of the trenches. Bottom of the sea. And you don't really get that here. And again, the coin slot. So I'd give it a C. I think it's probably worse than Leona. But I think it's a C. It doesn't get enough. Yeah, I'll go with C. He's, maybe that's where pay the tithe. Cha-ching. That's what you do. That's why he looks so weird, because he's literally a piggy bank. He holds all the coins. Oh man. Wilder had item that allows your character to increase the size. He'd look lore accurate, maybe. Janna. Okay, Janna is fighting an uphill battle here.
The Tempest is at your command.
So, Wild Rift Janna is absolutely and far and away an improvement over base Janna. Like, there's no question. Base Janna looks so horrifically awful, but like obviously this is gonna look better.
Watch out! Daisy
Help
Stampede!
Larry. Thank you for the raid, dude. Thank you. Oh, excuse me. It does? Yes, it does. Absolutely.
Nikki, you fucking piece of shit!
Yes, it does. Good grief. So obviously they made her not just in a bikini, though. They gave her like weird metal underletting her breasts for some reason. I guess to exaggerate them. I don't know. Draw your eyes to it. I guess she's still like they're playing it for a bit more for fan service. It's like I don't know. And it's mostly, besides like it's a bit costume
Trust
change.
me, you need this.
There's no
Helpful 10 bounce 2 helpful fee.
There's no helpful fee either. Viz. Thank you for the 1,000 bits, Viz. Thank you. I appreciate it. You gotta do that.
It's reassuring how alone we aren't.
Wow, I wonder who did that. Who gifted a 12 months of tier 1 considering Viz's... Jesus Christ. I know it was you, Viz. I know it. I know it was you. Oh.
It's reassuring how alone we aren't.
The real... Thank you for the sub as well. Thank you. I appreciate that. If I told you it wasn't me, what would you do? Not believe you in the slightest is what I would do. obviously like it is a massive improvement over base Janna. Costuming isn't just a bikini. It does have those elements of gold that tie her to Shurima at least a little bit. But she is still just an elf wizard in Zaun. Still played for fan service when she really doesn't need to be. And the problem is when this launched, we didn't have the peak that we do now. We didn't have, oh yes. It's an uphill battle, Janna. Wild Rift, I'm sorry. You can't, it's an uphill battle. You're not winning. Oh my God. Chase, you can't keep doing this. Thank you for the 10 channel memberships, Chase, you psychopath. Thank you. I'm hurt. How could you say this? Jada LOR is just like, you're not winning in a contest. The Shurivan aesthetics, you still kept kind of the elf elements, but then you get the god form as well, where she gets to go. God damn! Oh, I'm sorry, Jana Wild Rift. You did decent, but you're not getting any better grade from me when peak exists at the same time. I'm sorry. It does not compete. Shyvana. Okay, this one's gonna age horrifically within the span of not too long, I hope. Shyvana barely changed anything.
I smell fear.
Barely changed. And you think like, oh yeah, she did, she's got like dragon claws, right? And then you turn her around and it's, why? Wild Rift, why? Why did she need, why did Shyvana have heals? What is Shyvana doing in heals? What is she doing? Why does she have, out of everyone, why? Yeah, the Wild Rift high heels obsession is like every woman in League needs to be in high heels is really weird. And there's plenty of champions that could absolutely work in high heels. Absolutely. But why Shyvana? What does this do for her at all? She's a soldier. She's asserting her height dominance. I want to subscribe to the idea that Shyvana is just taller than Jarvan innately. So, I don't know. It's better than the League version. I'll say that much. It is better. Her shoes. She's got regular boots. She doesn't have abs. And her legs are exposed here. Whereas here they just like, they gave her more like skin tight stuff. And she got more kind of dragon looking scale patterning in place of where her abs were before. And obviously she gets the benefit that proportionally she looks a lot better here. Same with Gragas, right? Although I think the dragon form, yeah, dragon form gets that the best. Or proportionally, wow, that looks like an actual dragon and not a disheveled bat thing. Oh my god. Oh, for as much as people want to hark on Shyvana, her base form, oh my god, dude. Oh my, what the fuck? Oh, that is the most disgusting looking dragon I think I've ever seen. That is horrifying. It's just awful. So obviously they get the benefits of making the proportions here look way better. So for the kind of Shyvana they're going for, it looks better. It's going to be weird because we're going to have to base this off of the rework Shyvana whenever that releases in 2030,000. They didn't give her muscle still. She's still pencil arm. So I would give this probably. I would have given it a B, but the heels, man. The heels are so bad. Of all the champions, especially with her, because if she's got like dragon clawed feet, wouldn't this be where her ankles start then? Or like where like she wouldn't, you could just have like dragon feet and just like, you know, so you could just stand up like this without the heels. It's so weird. It's so it's Wild Rift's obsession. Humanoid form is decent. It's a good version of the existing League one. I'm excited to see what will happen. Like Aurora, right, with her little her bunny legs, right? Imagine if Aurora had heels. That'd be weird. I can't imagine Aurora in heels. Sona. I'm running out of breath. So,
I'm ready.
very minor costuming changes for good old Sona. Sona. So, they nerfed her. Good. And you know why that's good? Because people made that the only single characteristic she had. And like, you want to give your characters big badonkas? Fine. But when that is the only thing people seem to care about, then that's bad. I don't. If that's the merit the character design has, is that they have big what area? Fuck off.
Nature surprise!
This is, she can have those, sure, but like you got to give her more to work with. Sonora's thing with the Prime. She's fully Miku. She does go in that direction a bit more. I do like the patterning. I think it works better here. The excessive patterning on Sona, not as prevalent on the base one, right? But I think it works better for Sona. One, because she's a performer, you know, but also because it kind of makes her look a bit more. It's not quite there, right? You got these kind of sharp angles here. Even the swirls here end in a point, which I think is good because Ionia is really known for all of its swirls in its iconography. But then having it end at a point is like, she's technically from Ionia, but she's not really a part of it anymore. So having this kind of rigidness to it, like the rigidness of Demacian culture, I think that's very subtle and very clever. Why is she floating though? She's magic. And it does, I think it plays into making her look a lot more elegant, a lot more pretty. So I quite like this. I think it's mainly just a costume change. Also because old Sona's model is so awful. Oh my god. Sona, you look so terrible. Oh god. It also makes her look a lot younger, doesn't she? I think she looks a lot younger in this version than she does in the League version. Maybe because her face. No thoughts. Zero thoughts. So, I quite like this one. I don't think it's absolutely incredible. But I'd put it next to Gragas, where I think you've made the existing version look a lot nicer. And you didn't have to sacrifice too much. It's a good A. Solid A tier for me. I think it's neat. Scion. 2 changes. Scion's redesign is 2 changes, and you will notice them immediately. Two things they've changed here, and both of them are very uncanny. The jaw and the furnace. They've removed all element of red from the furnace, and his jaw... Oh, I don't like being able to see... That's not even... You think like, oh, it's the angle, right? It's just the angle that you can see his chin. No. It's barely... Look how close it is. The crown's supposed to be like so covering up his face, but here it's... Oh no, his head. It looks uncanny. Scion got away with looking a bit more cartoonishly evil because he's a zombie.
Nicky,
But they tried to make him look more realistic. Like more of a realistic head shape, and now he looks weird. Now he just looks like some guy. With this little crown dangling beneath his head. It's so odd. It's just a weird change that just... Like, look at him. It's not the same Scion. It's just not the same guy. I don't like it, man. It's... And again, like, the removal of the red from his furnace makes it look more like fire, like an actual furnace, I guess. But then you remove that element of blood magic that was used to create him. Don't like it. Very unnecessary changes. Reverse of
Nature's
Blitzcrank,
surprise!
I think.
Brown bricks in Minecraft.
No, Whopper. They were the 37 was Jesus. Ugh. The ribbon feels a bit understated too. Is it smaller than before? It is. I think the contrast isn't as bright either. Might be just from Wild Rift itself, but that's like a D tier for me. That's like another example of a character that didn't need changes and they gave them changes anyway for the worse. We're just on a roll here. So, Maokai. Did I not save Maokai? I don't think I saved Maokai on here. Oops. Okay.
I will show them what was lost in the ruination.
He looks so derpy. I think that's the main... He looks like friendly Grandpa Tree. Which would be fine if we didn't already have friendly Grandpa Tree. And Maokai wasn't supposed to be the friendly Grandpa Tree. Because I like what they're doing here. If you're trying to go there, you know, he's got the big leaf beard. He's got these big bushy eyebrows and these chonky little saplings. He looks very silly and cartoonish. And but that's not who Maokai is. Maokai is angry and sad and vengeful and upset that his homeland's been destroyed. And admittedly, like, this version didn't get that across super well either. Like, he does kind of just look like a bit silly here. And there's an element of silliness in Maokai because you want to make him at least, you know that he's not a bad guy. And at least, like, his random loincloth and belt here that he has was made to look... But he's got, like, a stone belt, which means he still has a belt with intention. And he's still leaf loincloth. And he just looks so silly. He looks like a toy version of his own self. And this one, again, well, had not the same problem as Janna, but arguably a worse one, where Janna could exist separately because it was designed at a different time. But Mauk had to follow up this, which was the Ruined King. And like, yep, that's the best Maokai. That's just the best one. That one, you still get that bit of silliness. He's got like a silly smile, but the way the leaves and some of them are changing as if they're wilting. How horrible and disfigured, like just like he's growing in on himself. Like the plants are just perpetually growing and twisting and gnarling all around him. He looks messy, like a disaster, like a tree spirit or a spirit that's just been ruined and corrupted. He looks too damn clean. He looks like a toy. It's too silly, and I love me some silly characters, but Maokai is not the character to go this cartoonish. He looks too whimsical. You gotta have that element to make sure that you know he's a good person, but you went too far, and now I just think he's just a silly, like, this is a children's TV character that's gonna teach me about how to water my plants, you know? So I think that this Maokai, I would give it the Bard treatment, where I think it completely misunderstands what Maokai is even about, to the point that it's like, this is not just a separate version where like the base version is not great. It's different than Bard, where like Bard's an S tier. Maokai I would not say is an S tier, even close, but it's like you made it worse. In this case, you made a design that already like could use a lot of improvement, and you made it worse. I don't like it at all. I think it is quite bad. Not a fan. Although, do I think it's worse than Bard? Yes. I think it's worse. Bard is just like, you just slapped on extra detail where you didn't need to. I think it's worse than Bard. There's a Lego big fig. Yeah, he's one of those, the big minifigures. Bard at least looks good. That's true. Even if it like kind of misunderstands what Bard's about, but okay. This is kind of Blitzcrank rules. Because, oh, I closed the wrong tab. Oops. Supposed to close this one. There we go. Where's my playlist? Vygar changed one thing.
No, that if the tables were turned, I would show
But
you no mercy.
even if it doesn't fix all of Vygar's, you know, like he's still just a black mage knockoff, you know. He still looks like he's straight from those games, but the little ears do so much for him. So much. They do absolute God's work. One, in not just making sure that you know immediately he's a Yordle, but also in making sure that's like, okay, so he's like this, you know, scary little demon creature. Aww. You can't help not looking at him and not think, aww, look at this little guy, you know? And that's exactly what you want from Vygar. He wants to be scary, but he can't beat his nature. He wants to be evil and terrifying, but he can't stop that he is just a cute little goober guy. And I think that it's such a minor thing that you didn't, but it does so much. I don't think it's an S tier, because I think Vygar, you could do a bit extra to kind of move him away from just being a copy paste of the Black Mage, but that's like a top of that A tier for me. I think they did great with Vygar. Just that's all you needed, just to improve his design so much. Little ears S tiered. Oh, you can't get me with rhymes. You can't beat me with rhymes. Don't call him little. Oh, Soraka. Okay, Soraka. So
Let me guide you.
I think of the Soraka designs that we have, so that would be League, LOR, and this one. I think this is the best one of the ones that we have. I think the staff certainly looks way better. I do really like giving her the goat eyes. The, you know, like the horizontal pupils, I think is really nice. Extra bit of gems as well. Didn't quite go as hard into, what they did with this, and then, like, what is that? Why Soraka might need some pants, dude. Some pants. So it's mostly a costume change than anything else, and obviously the staff as well. I am very heavily biased on this one, obviously, because of I redesigned Soraka, and from what I would want Soraka to be, this is not it. I think it certainly looks better than the base version. I'd probably give it a B. She wearing pants. She's not technically wearing pants here, but at least it's not like as egregious as it was on PC. I guess this is like a skirt or something she's wearing here. I'm not sure. Yeah, she's a great healer, Bob. I think it is serviceable. I would like one day that they actually give her a proper redesign. I'd probably put it next to Leona. Or like I think they're nice, but not amazing. Cosmic Chick can't afford clothes, yeah. Actually, goat eyes. Yeah, no, they are. Sivir. Sivir? Sivir's one of those ones I feel like you don't notice immediately while looking at her.
The trouble is.
And I think the last example where Riot yoinked the new artwork and just ported it over without porting over the new design. I need a T-pose because she's just scrunching up. So I do like the addition of the green. I do quite like the green. Not a lot changes. It's mostly a lot of subtle differences. Bit of color where they add more of that dark brown in with the gold to kind of space up the coloring a bit. No more, yeah, no more bra for some reason. She still doesn't really look like she's dressed for the desert, which is kind of a problem. Is it weird I'm kind of going blank on Sivir? Like, I don't know. Maybe because my brain is just empty because I'm perishing in real time, but it is I think they did try to... You know what I think the difference is here? She's got, like, you know, the thighs and the midriff and stuff, right? But this is like... Old Sivir is like Warcraft kind of fan service, whereas like I feel like Sivir might be going for more of like a She-Ra type thing, where she's going more for being badass, still showing the skin, but trying to look cool above trying to look sexy, but having that bit of sexiness to her. I think it's a better balance because Sivir, I think, would probably prioritize wanting to look cool over trying to seduce people. It's not really her thing. So I think that works for her. Oriented towards lesbians? I don't even remember which way Sivir swings, so I don't know. And I can't speak on behalf of lesbian culture. of tastes. I can't even speak on behalf of my own because I have none. This is female gaze. I don't know. I think it's a better Sivir. I would probably... Yeah, I think I've said similar things about Gragas and Sona, where like it's better versions of the League version, but they could have gone so much further. Not like with Hecarim, where like Hecarim, like if I like a redesign Hecarim would just be like completely different. But these three, I think a good A tier for Sivir sounds about right. Pretty good. Oh. Okay. So how many times have I had this song and dance where I have gone on my rantings and rambles that I think when people say that the new Victor design is terrible, I think they are lying. I think the new Victor design is absolutely kick ass. This design is so fucking cool. The problem is that they didn't adapt it to League of Legends well. They did not translate it. The model got everything wrong. And that's why it doesn't feel like, that's why it looks like it sucks. This design is great. The body horror, how alien it looks, the split mask, the face, and everything this got wrong. Why has he got Popeye arms? The gold is way too clean and put together. It looks like armor. The face mask, you barely even tell. Like the robot arm is somewhere for some reason more robotic now. Like everything is wrong. But the thing is, maybe I forgot. Oh, no. The thing is, ignore that. It could always get worse. To me, Wild Rift Victor is the worst version of Victor on the market, and it's not even close. This is the worst version, bar none. Why the pupils? Why is he so purple? Why is his crotch area a different color? As if he's like wearing a skin-tight bodysuit. And this is all just armor. What is going on? And it kept all the same problems, except the Popeye arms. Remove the Popeye arms, it's fine. But like the crown, the mask, the body type, the gold, it kept all the same problems as the League model, but just added even more bad elements. Like, I can't believe it. I really think Riot fucked up so much. If this design was in PC, I think it would have gone over so much more smoothly. And if also traditional Victor launched at the same time, mind you, would have gone over so much better. This is terrible. This is just terrible. I'd hesitate. Like, I already am not a fan of the League version of Wild Rift Victor. But, like, how did you... I think... How did you make it even worse? How did you do... How did you do... I can't believe it. And yet, like, this is entirely built from scratch. Yeah, like, it's actual pants. I think it deserves it. Yeah, like, I can't believe, like, I have been a Victor VGU defender, and I cannot defend this. I can't defend how bad Wild Rift did him. It's so terrible. What? Oh... Vladimir. Oh, mixed opinions. Mixed opinions. So, it is clear as day that this is an improvement over base Vladimir. Anyone could see that this is an improvement. Does it mean that I like it? No. I think this is a fantastic improvement, but is not he's too young. He looks younger than his nephew, exactly. He looks too young. And I get his whole thing is he uses blood to revitalize himself, de-age himself. But he should at least look old enough to where it doesn't look like the other Black Rose members are his adult chaperones. Like, this guy looks like he's in his early 20s or like late teens. Like, he doesn't look like he'd be able to command authority. Like, most of the Black Rose people are fucking old. He just looks like a punk. He's too young. That being said, they did change a lot that does work. The clothing, I think, it's still a bit goofy and a bit outlandish, but it's got more Noxian elements to it, even though it should probably be more Black Rose inspired than Noxian. But whatever. I do like how his little Freddy Krueger-ass fingers are only on 2 fingers now. I think that's a great touch. He does have a little, I believe he has a little medallion, like Camivore medallion, which is great. Yes, but that is the problem now. Is because now we have something to compare it to. And yep. That's my Vladimir. Hell yeah. That's mine. That's the one I like. The bite marks. Cinematic cutscene Vladimir. It won't let me zoom in. God damn it, Tumblr. He looks so... That's what, like, he looks younger, but not too young. You know, and so much more Black Rose, so much more modest. You know, he's very suave and like, oh yes, darling, let's go have a drink. We got to go. I think you're not understanding. We have to go to Ionia. And all those. It's just, it's. You know, compare this, right? If you look at this version of Vlad, doesn't this version look like a cartoon version of this? Like hyper exact, like. Even younger, big, fluffier hair, even bigger claws, bigger coat. You know, it looks like he just hyper-exaggerated all the features. Astarion, I think he is actually voiced by the same person. At least the cinematic version is played by the same person who plays Astarion. Also, Wild Rift sensors turned all of his blood into red goop. Which is, unavoidable with the sensors, I guess, but I will hold that against you, Wild Rift Vladimir. I will hold against that the blood mage cannot use blood magic. I really am not a fan of this design at all. There's some things that I like, but I feel like the things that I dislike, like they just completely overpower what I don't, the things I don't like completely overpower what I do like, and on top of that, we have a much better version of Vladimir now, which is great. The Goop Mancer, yeah. It's like that they photoshopped his current flesh to make it work, yeah. Shit. Garen. Garen. Hi, Bard. Garen's not massive on change, but I feel like they're not going to change. Every time that they change Garen, they're very minute.
My heart and sword, always for Demacia.
I think here they tried to make him look a bit cleaner. I think maybe it just stems from the model where he looks so dirty. Here they try to make him look bright and shining silver and this really bright gold. Bright blue as well in the pauldrons as well, and you get this little the family crest, right? Did he have that at the base version? I don't actually remember. He doesn't. Wow, that's good. Symbol of the Crown Guards. It looks a lot more practical. It looks a lot more like a soldier. Granted, Garen, I think, by the nature of what the kind of character he is, will never escape that of just being a basic soldier guy. Like, how do you make that crazy? Also, am I crazy? What are these knee pads being held by? Are there ropes or like strings holding those in place, Garen? Or are those just... Is that... Or are those just folds in the fabric? Or it kind of just looks like he tucked them into his boots, doesn't it? It looks like he just tucked them into his boots. Hoping they'll stay. Like, those are just going to fall out if they're like that, Garen. Sorry. Yeah, they changed all the symbols on his cloth and stuff. They also made the coloring a lot brighter. He's mostly, like, all around a lot brighter in color. It's not, our Garen... Is it concept art? I think it might be this one. Yeah, the Garen concept art. And the Tales of Runeterra, right. Yeah, Tales of Runeterra is a much different looking Garen. More like this. But I'm not a really a big fan of this one. It trims him down a bit. He's a lot less bulky in this version. But all the extra belts for some reason, all the excessive... This is an example of excessive detail. It's not really needed, I think. So, Garen is like... Garen's like... It's good. You did good with what you got. It's like, same with these guys. Did good with what you got. Although I think maybe he's better than Malphite and Janna, because at least these two have other things to or these three at least have other things to compare against. So, Nocturne, Freddy Krueger. So this is a weird one for me, because I simultaneously really like it and also really don't, if that makes any sense. I think this is a fantastic improvement on League of Legends Nocturne. Like, changing the armor into these like weird crystalline structures, the fact that arm blades are connected by all these grasping hands, right? Removing the extra armor here. That's awesome. The thing that I have with this is maybe I'm doing the same thing with Hecarim here, where like they're all better. Everything is like everything about base Nocturne is improved, but it still has all the same fundamental design problems that base Nocturne has. You know, where like the Demon of Nightmares and Terror, Shadow Man with arm blades, jewelry arm bracelets. Why does he have armor at all? Why is there so much red glowing when he's a Shadow Man in the dark? You know, it just... He looks a little silly. Like, it's hard to take him seriously. He looks less silly than this, granted. And I think it is, again, it's a big improvement. And it's better than LOR's. They just made him purple. So I'd rather LOR would have done this. But for me, like, Nocturne kind of needs a major design overhaul to really reach his full potential. For what League of Legends Nocturne is, this is probably like the better, I would say the best, but like close to the best version you're gonna get. LOR's better for me. The one that just made him purple. Yeah, I think the blades being fused to the arms, I think is probably the best touch. I think the shoulder armor is still weird. Why does he have bracelets, man? What are you doing with those, Nocturne? What do these serve? What is the functionality of this? What do they do? Was Darkblade involved? Probably. So I would give it like an A. I think I'm moving Cassidon down. I think I'd probably put them here. I think Nocturne is like it's a good step in the right direction. This is what it feels like. It feels like a good step in the right direction. Like we're getting there. We're getting closer to the perfect Nocturne, but we're not there yet. It's a good stepping stone. And we've helped to remedy some of the major issues with trying to make a Demon of Nightmares. But I don't think it will get there until he gets a full VGU, if he ever does get one, but we'll see. Purple suits him more than red. I'd kind of agree as well. Yeah, the purple is a much better color with darkness, but red is just the easy option because red, human nature just associates red with evil. Also, if you just looked at this arm blade, it just looks like a darkened weapon, doesn't it? Like, that's just flat out that's just, yeah, changed Aatrox's sword into a different shape. So you could mistake Nocturne as a Darken in some way. Yeah, I think Nocturne could have been done differently, but for what he is, it's fine. Ambess. So, might surprise you, Ambessa did in fact get a redesign on Wild Rift. What is that redesign, you may ask?
A wolf has no mercy.
Can you tell? One thing. One thing. They changed one thing. It's literally just the mask. Just the mask. The funny thing is that we wanted to toggle, right? We want to be able to toggle the mask on and off. But now there's just this weird... Michael, 8 months. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Thank you. The weird thing is that we wanted this toggle to be able to turn the mask on and off. On PC, we can't put it on. On Wild Rift, they can't take it off. For some reason, Ambessa just has the mask on permanently. I don't know why. It just seems... The fur is still way too green. I mean, that's just a common design thing across both Ambessas. But you want to know something really weird? Do you remember TFT set 13? So it's in League of Legends, but they... I don't know. I don't know. Gree's even worse. To be fair, that's because they colored it differently for TFT. TFT always colors their units weirdly. That's what it looks like here, right? Also, the model is much higher res than the TFT versions. But it's weird still. And it's even weirder because they didn't change her splash art to give her the mask. So I'm just sitting here wondering, like, what is the point? She just... Is it to differentiate the two? But then, why? Why would you want it if it's a collaboration? I don't know. I'm confused. You know what? This is gonna sound kind of insane, but I'm putting it up here. And by that I mean, give me the ability to toggle the mask, Riot. Just give me the option. Let me use the mask if I want to or not. Just let me do it. That's all. And then it's solved. So that's where she goes. Because other than mask, it's the exact same design. And yeah, it can't even be like, oh, they're racist because they hate black people. It's like, well, then what about Senna and Lucian? I guess Mel's not in Wild Rift. Or Echo, right? Like, they just have something against old black people, huh? Riot? I don't know. It just weirds me out. I don't understand. Save you somebody that's injured in Asher with S tier. We'll see. Giuliano. Oh boy. So, very, very obviously, this is taking inspiration from LOR. Very obviously. Is not even close to the Wild Rift, or the League version. And if you remember what I said about Bard, I think they didn't quite get there in terms of what LOR did, I mean. And you can see the difference between the two. Do you see it?
Hello.
One, there's one big key distinction, but also what they added. Check DM. What have you done? No. Not another one. Oh, God. That's disgusting. Ugh. Why did you show me that? Oh, God. Fucking AI schlock. Disgust. They all got the same face looks. Why are they all just smiling like that? Ugh. And it's getting views. Ew. Ugh. Gross. 40 minutes. Oh, you know this is just completely uncut too. Completely uncut gameplay as well, I bet. 40-minute video. Are you kidding me? Disgusting. Anyway. Something nice. Zillion. So there is one big... With LOR compared to Wild Rift, there's one key distinguishing characteristic that they changed from the LOR version, but also what they added to it. The tucked in beard. Yep. The tucked in beard is so good. Adds so much character to him. Here, did he gel up his beard? I guess it's to match... I think it's kind of just to match the base Zillion, right? Where he had like this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Every time. It's just the worst. So obviously it's obviously better, but like the bar was so low, it was at the center of the earth. But do you see what I mean where it has like the LOR or the Wild Rift version? Do you see what I mean when I say that the Wild Rift version is having some of those Bard isms where like they just add too much excessive detail where it's really not needed? All of this patterning at the bottom, these gold trimmings. Weirdly that it's like his sandals, shoes, leggings blend so seamlessly into his pants. Which is odd. They got rid of the bandages here. The cloak, or the robes aren't nearly as baggy as they are here. The sun discs are made to look more in line in the shape language of Basilian than the big sun discs that he had in LOR. Is he not from Acathia? He is from Acathia, but he's also like one of the last people. He's also...
Hello.
What I get from the distinctions here is Zillion is someone who is very, very important, right? He is serving a great purpose, trying to preserve the last people of Acathia, stop the void, right? But Zillion is also... He has, like, no ego. He is very humble and just wanting to do the right thing. When I see something like this, these kind of more simple robes, he's got these decorations here, but they feel more symbolic, you know, or more ritualistic, I guess. He's doing his job, right? Here, so much extra detail, the fancy robes, the fancy... Why does he have a golden neck pillow? Am I crazy? gives off the vibe that he thinks he's also very important. And so it kind of lessens the impact, I think, of his character if you do that. Yeah, Gandalf, not Saruman. Maybe a good example. Yeah, Garuman's very simple, right? I'm not saying to go that simple. That's why I mean why the LOR version is so good. You get some of that decor, but not going overboard. This feels like they went a bit overboard. Also doesn't help that his hair stays in one place the whole time. And granted, it was easy for LOR to pull that off because there were static images, but I really liked how they introduced that his hair flowing like that is only when he's using his powers. They had that in the cinematic. LOR Zillion cinematic.
Only I see the same mistakes.
Where
time
are you,
and
Zillion?
again.
Yeah, look at him.
Invention of those who fear. No. Confound it.
Look at him. Look at my goofy old grandpa. I love that.
Ah, yes. The convention of those.
There you. That's how you do it, man. The wavy hair while he's using his powers, but while he's not, he just look at him. He's great. And see what I mean? Like, it's simple but effective. I think Wild Rift. It's certainly. I would much appreciate this. Granted, I appreciate that they took after LOR so much more than they did the League version. If they just tried to pull like a, like a Talon or whatever. So I am grateful to them for that. I just think in trying to aesthetically have it match with the rest, they mobile gamified him. Like they did with Bard. I can't give it anything higher than a B, I think. I think it is substantial improvement, but then it's very clear it's taking inspiration after LOR, but also missing a lot of what made the LOR version so great. So I think it deserves a B for that. Or skin code. We'll do it once we're done with we're almost done here. Kalista. Oh. Now, Kalista was already like an S or like close to S tier design for me. Fuck. I might say it. I think Kalista is the best Wild Rift redesign in the game. I think it just is. I think she looks so fucking cool. I need to not raise my voice. Oh my god. I think she looks so good. The extra armor, one, it does her a favor because she's a soldier, but it's also tattered because she was ruined. Also helps that now that she's been established to be a Camavorian champion, you can design her armor to look more like it's from Camavor. And the extra, the fact that there's so much asymmetry going on in her design as well. Like, every piece of armor is different across her whole body. And that adds so much to the chaos, the insanity that's going on in her mind, how many different kinds of people that she is. Just look as cool as me. That is very untrue. I think she looks so cool. I love the little bit of purple at the top as well. Noble Knight as well in the helmet. And they didn't sacrifice too much. She always looked they still kept her spindly fingers. Look at that. Still kept her little spindly fingers. Sharp and dangerous. Still kept her really sharp facial features with her nose and such. She doesn't look as angry, but I think that's also because the model here has this very clear, like, dark shading use here. She looks a bit dirtier here. This also gives the idea, like, this was once a noble soldier. You don't really get that as much from this. Though I still think that base Kalista is still just awesome. So I think is great. They did a fantastic job with Kalista. It's a shame that they weirdly didn't update her splash art at all, which is really odd. Not sure what they're doing here. We just need Ladros. I do agree we need Ladros in the game. It's true. Yeah, Kalista looks great. Not many left to go. Zyra. Zyra, the plant. Where is Zyra? Did I add Zyra in here? Did I not add Zyra? I might have forgotten to put Zyra in this darn playlist. I think I did. Spotlight. Wild Rift. There we go. Zyra. Okay. So. There she is. And let's grab this one. So. Quite a few. Excuse me. Let me mirror the model. You can get a better comparison there. So. I think she looks a lot better. I think the addition of the extra color helps a lot. Like, a lot of purple is great. And I do like the way that they use the plants. Going around to the different plants growing across her here. Like, almost like a flower budding across her shoulder. Right? There's some things, and they have her more of her body covered in plants as opposed to the base poison where they like, yeah, that was supposed to be underwear. And it's still very Zyra. I think what I've discovered, I think if you like base Zyra, this is probably like the best Zyra that's ever existed. But that's the thing for me, is that this is the best Zyra has ever existed. And the best Zyra is still Poison Ivy. So, I think it is a huge... And they gave her heals as well. You know, I guess she had heals before, and I guess her... Even though her actual character isn't really about being Poison Ivy's seductress, but they keep pushing her in that direction. The target version of Poison Ivy. She always has been, is the thing. Zyra always has been just the Poison Ivy bootleg. And I think this is a much better version. If you're going to bootleg Poison Ivy, this version is a far more interesting version. With the way that they use the plants across her body and the way they have the different colors. You know, I think it at least looks good. It's not a benefit that some of the other redesigns can't say. So... It's the best version of Zyra that there is, for sure. I might put it... Am I being too harsh on these two? Maybe I'm being too harsh on them. Maybe they go in A tier. I'll keep them there. She's Costco Poison Ivy. Zillion first. I guess Zillion does get the benefit that's based on the LOR version, so. Is Nidalee in Wild Rift? No, though I kind of scared to see what they'll do there. Only two more. Oof. Syndrome. I think Syndra has the exact same thing as Zyra. Where, like, this is far and away the best version of Syndra that's ever existed, but it's still Syndra. And again, if you like Syndra, then that's probably amazing for you. It's like, oh my god, it's the best version that's ever existed. Syndra has always been, for me, a character that exists where, like, she is one of, if not the most powerful beings in all of Ionia. And what that looks like is He-Man villain. Or I guess maybe a She-Ra villain, you know? They like the weird, like, the boob window and the thighs showing, like this goofy helmet. It's even got a chin strap, dude. It's so silly. I can't take Syndra seriously at all. Nothing about her looks like she's from Ionia. I think they even had like a whole bunch of like Chinese or Japanese architecture in the background of her original splash. It's like, what are we trying to do with this? It's Sindel, but at least Sindel can look really nice though. I think MK11 Sindel looked pretty good. And Sindel, at least part of her thing was about being a seductress, right? She was trying to control and manipulate people. So at least it works. Like, that has nothing to do with Syndra's character at all. So it feels weird. And they kept those elements. They toned them down substantially for Wild Rift Syndra. She's still got like the, thigh window. She doesn't got the boob window anymore. I do like how she's got this kind of like the hex magic going through her fingers there, corrupting it. And I do really like as well, they incorporate a lot of Ionian curves and swirls in her armor to really make it look like it's actually from Ionia. But it's like Zyra as well, right? Or like Nocturne, where they kept all the kind of core fundamental things that made Zyra that made Syndra who she was. Which again, if you like Syndra, that's great for you. It kind of just looks, she still kind of just looks like a She-Ra He-Man villain. She still has the big goofy crown. She still has the weird fancy stuff. If I'm thinking like this is the most powerful being in all of her, like what is she dressing up for? She's been asleep this whole time. She tore up a whole castle and left with it. Like where did she get this from? Why is she, who made this for her? Why is she dressing like this? I don't know. It makes me ask questions. It would make more sense if like Syndra was just like a generic like I'm evil and I want to be evil, but then they always try to paint Syndra as like this kind of tortured soul as well. So it's like, what am I getting from this? I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting from this. I think it's the best version of Syndra that exists, bar none. But I would put it in the same bracket as these guys. I think it's better than Zyra though. But I give him like the same. I feel the same about them. Scarlet Witch. Yeah, so that a bit. Scarlet Witch though gets a lot of stuff where like she's dealing with a lot of trauma and grief as well, right? And Scarlet Witch doesn't have this gigantic helmet, right? Scarlet Witch is a bit more modest. I feel like with a design like this, you probably want to go a bit more. You might notice a pattern as well that I feel like Wild Rift has a tendency to put too much detail into things where it's not necessary. Sometimes less is more, you know? And then we get Ashe. The very last one.
All the world on one arrow.
Which, this is good. This is quite nice. It does, it keeps a lot of the things that Ashe is known for, but it does improve a lot of things. I like the furs especially. I think the furs are good. Problem is that this one then has to compare, because now we got oh yeah, see, there you look at that, it's like, oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks such a good looking version of Ashe. Boom. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Not like that's all the colors you need. You just need the brown, the blue, and the white furs trimming everything. Like Freljord, and she's still got kind of that area where the cleavage is showing, but it's not like egregious like it is in the face version, or it's just like, why are you doing this, Ashe? You're gonna be so cold. I need to. I need to stop raising my voice. You're gonna be so cold, Ashe. You need to stop. This is the best version of Ashe they've ever made. This is great, and it's still kept the skirt, but it's not as distracting as it is here, or even here. And I get that Ashe is an Iceborn. I get it, but they're not immune to the cold. They're just resistant to it. I think the only character that gets a pass for this kind of clothing in Freljord is Braum. Because he's like a living folk hero. That's literally his whole thing. He's supposed to be larger than life. That's part of his appeal. Everyone else, nah, come on, put a shirt on. Get some clothes. It's cold outside. Get a sweater. Get some snow pants. Get some boots. Olaf. Olaf has an excuse in that he's not really in the Freljord that much anymore, so I guess he could get a pass. But I think, yeah, still here, Ash is like, that's the peak version. This is just the best. I'd give this one. This would be like an S tier Ash for me. This is like, yeah, that's... Although, you know what she's missing? Give me like a scar that goes like across her face. Like she got hit by Sejuani's flail. Give me a scar or two. And like, perfect. Perfect Ash. In this Irelia, I mean, that's just the... a lot of the characters tend to have the same faces. So this one is good. I put it next to Tolan because there's just better versions. I'm gonna bring Talon down here. Oh no, he goes above this one. No, because like these two got better designs later on, or like a bunch of these got better designs later on. But if one's like Riven got a better design that existed at the same time, and it was still worse. So I think Archer doesn't really need scars. Well, she still fought with her war mother or her war sister, whatever they were called. Scar on her cheek, yeah, something like that. It's just to show that they fought, you know. And you'd have symbolism there too, right? Because Sejuani has a scar, so they've both been together. They both fought together. Exclusive skins ranking. That one's gonna take a while to go back and do. I can't re-record it in this state, but there's 250 of those things. So, anyways, there you go, fellas. There's my tier list for the Wild Rift
See the
redesign.
wonder.
Oh,
Exit fee.
there's no exit fee, Riverwalker. Thank you for 20 months, though. Thank you. There you go, fellas. There is my tier list for the Wild Rift redesigns. I know I probably sound like a bit of a stickler for these. I'm usually very harsh on Wild Rift, and there's probably some LOR bias in there. So if you think differently and there's something here that you actually quite like, how did you tell me about it or something, maybe?
Hey, it's a thingy people use. Thank you.
Exit fee.
There's no exit fee. I'm closing the video. We did it. Dude, I swear, I haven't commented it. I haven't commented on it at all this whole stream, but like the
Hey,
pins and
it's
needles
a
are really
thingy
getting to me
people
now.
use.
I need
Thank
to go
you.
lie down.
Exit fee.
This is miserable. There's no why is there a scam trade starting now?
Nature's surprise.
I know you are Canadian, but here you go. Healthcare fee. Get better soon, Nicky Boyhart.
Thank you, Kiriko. Thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate it. Yeah, thankfully, if I go to the doctor, I don't have to pay $1 bajillion for it, which is nice. Go do a rest. I think I shall go do a rest. So, thank you, fellas. Thank you for stopping by, watching the stream. Oh, I gotta give away the skins. What am I, stupid? I gotta give away the freaking skin codes. I gotta give away those before I perish. Okay. I gotta get to the
Hey,
giveaway.
it's a thingy people use.
Giveaway.
Thank you.
Exit fee.
And we'll just do that. Next. Remove spammers. Meaning if you do it more than once, then you're removed. That's how it works. And we go done. And there we go. Exclamation mark. DED. Dead. Unfortunately only works in Twitch because YouTube is stupid and dumb. So any fellas who are on the YouTube that want to participate, head over to the Twitch channel and then you can. And I think we'll just give away all the remaining ones from this batch. I think I got 4 remaining that I can give away. And they're all for Spirit Blossom Kindred, which is The good one, yeah. The good Spirit Blossom skin, yay. I'll give it. Just remember, you don't type it in more than once, or it will destroy you. That's how it works. Okay. I'm doing it in 3, 2, 1. Bada 8-bit. Oh, congratulations. You're winner. Are you still here? Hey, there he is. And now I can do this. Yahoo! One kindred skin for thee. That's one. I see the future. Where's your swift recovery? Take care. Oh, thank you. I gotta rest, and then I gotta make sure that the
Hello.
Spirit Blossom video can go up tomorrow. So, and we'll do one more. If I type it again, nope, it stays in. But I can't even. I'm tiny. I apologize. I messed up your name. Here's your kindred skin. Don't lie, Dad. There you go, gamer. One kindred skin for you. And then we do 3.
Hello.
It's a Genshin reference. That might be why I don't recognize it. Bada big. Pea shooter.
Oh, hello.
You've did it. Hey. Congratulations. I'll send this thing to you. Ta-da. And then one final one to give away. Oh, ho, ho. And it's going to be me that wins this because I need Spirit Blossom Kindred on my account, you guys. So it will actually be me.
Hey there.
Mororb. Hey. Congratulations. You've done it. This is the smallest dude in Genshin. I see. Ta-da. You did it. Congratulations. All right. Well, that's all the ones given away. Hopefully I get to do more, like they'll give me more stuff to give away that will be more relevant to the time, but that'd be also still not in partner program, by the way, despite getting kindred codes. But whatever. Alright, fellas. Thank you for watching the stream. I'm gonna go lie down and rest for a while and then work on getting the video ready for tomorrow. So, hey, all the subs, all the bits, all channel members. Thank you, fellas. And I'll see you in the next one, alright? Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm not gonna do my little scream because I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna do a